Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Paige. I'm a 27-year-old wife and mother of two, and you guys stumbled across a good video to get started in watching because I am doing a Q&A today. I've wanted to do a Q&A since I started my channel, but obviously I am a smaller channel, so I was not expecting a whole lot of questions, which kind of happened. I didn't get very many questions. I did post on a couple forms of social media, so I will just start right away, get into this video. So if you guys don't know, I do a keto diet, so a lot of these questions are kind of centered for keto. Not like a lot of them, but a good portion of them. And then I do have some personal questions. So let's just dive right into this video and go from there. So the first question is, what is it about keto that works for you? I started keto 2 years ago. I obviously have not been on keto since consistently since 2 years, but I started it 2 years ago after having my oldest Scarlett. I wasn't able to breastfeed because I had kind of a traumatic birth, and she didn't latch because my supply didn't come in. And then when I did pump, I just didn't have anything come out, so I just wasn't able to keep the weight off because of breastfeeding, because that's a huge factor in helping a lot of women keep or lose weight, is breastfeeding. So I was just like, after I lost like a little bit of the baby weight, I started gaining weight back, and I was like the biggest I've ever been in my life. I've always fluctuated with weight because I have like a healthy appetite. So I decided to finally start losing the weight. I started like working out a little bit with my grandpa and my brother. I started kind of running on or walking on the treadmill. I wasn't really seeing like huge results, so I started keto and loved it. I felt amazing on it. I lost 30 pounds with like minimal effort, just like watching what I ate and eating the keto diet. And I felt I had mental clarity. I had all those amazing benefits you hear on keto. So I loved it. So when I started this time around, I obviously wanted to do keto again. I am struggling a little bit with it, which I will talk about in my next coming video with my weight loss update. But mostly I picked keto because I do have intolerances, so it just kind of fit with my intolerances because I'm not supposed to be eating gluten, but I still do. And also I started a meal prep business about a year ago, and I was making keto meals for somebody else, so I was already making keto meals, so it was just kind of easy to just fall into keto since I had a plethora of keto meals to eat. So yeah, so ease and just comfort basically, because it was what I knew. What food do you miss the most being on keto? Sushi and french fries, and sometimes bread, but mostly sushi and french fries because sushi is my all-time favorite meal, and then I love a good french fry. So yeah, rice and french fry, or rice and potatoes would be the big one, and a little bit of bread. How much weight have you lost on keto? I have lost, so the first time around I did keto, I lost 30 pounds. And then the second time right now, I've lost up to 10 pounds. So 40 pounds altogether on just keto. Your favorite cheat day snack? So keto, you can't really cheat. It's a slippery slope if you cheat. I have learned that from experience. It's very hard to get back into the mind frame and everything if you cheat. But obviously I do cheat because my two favorite foods are cheat foods. So like I said, sushi and french fries would be my two cheat meals. How old were you when you had your first child? I was 24 when I had Scarlett and 27 when I had Charlie. Where would be your dream vacation if money were no object? Probably Ireland, I would say. Ireland or Greece. I've always been super interested in Irish culture. I married an Irish man. I think I'm actually either Scottish or Wales, so I don't have any Irish in me, but I married an Irishman. I love the culture, and the scenery is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that would probably be my dream. That or Greece. Honestly, I'm a homebody, so I probably will never go to either. And my husband's kind of a homebody too. What was harder, going from 0 to 1 kids or 1 to 2 kids? I feel like every time I've seen someone answer this question, it was definitely like a majority of you guys said like 0 to 1, but for me it was definitely 1 to 2. I had both difficult newborns. They screamed a lot. They had a lot of tummy issues. So, but it was harder, in hindsight, it was harder once I had 2 because I had a screaming baby and then a toddler that I felt that was getting just seriously neglected. It's very hard to be 2 places at once, and I felt like my newborns took a lot of my time. So it was definitely harder for me. I had probably about 4.5 months of just pure screaming. It was very, very hard. It was hard. And I have like severe anxiety now about leaving the house with 2 kids. I refuse to do it. If I go anywhere with my 2 kids, it is somewhere where I have a lot of family that can help me. But as long I've never taken them grocery shopping. I've never gone out of town with them by myself. I've never done anything with them just myself because I have like some severe anxiety about taking 2 kids out of the house. It just scares me. If you could change one thing about your house, what would it be? The lighting. I have very little natural lighting and I have no upper lighting, like no can lightings. Everything is like a ceiling fan, and in my living room I literally have no lighting whatsoever. The ceiling fan in my living room has no light. I don't know why someone would put in a ceiling fan with no light, but that is what's in my living room. So I just have crappy lighting. That would be the biggest thing. And then also the layout. It's a very long and narrow house, and I wish I had a little bit of a wider house. But other than that, I love our house. It's our first home, and I foresee us probably living here unless I inherit a crap ton of money and we put it towards the house. But for the most part, I feel like we will be living here for our whole life. It fits us perfectly, and I just don't foresee us ever moving. If you were offered your dream job tomorrow, would you put your kids in daycare? I technically was offered my dream job about 2 years ago. I worked in a kitchen as the head cook of an up-and-coming it was an established bar, but we had just added a kitchen into it, and I basically built the menu from ground up, and it was a dream job. But the cost of daycare and the hours, it didn't really work for having my kids. I wasn't gonna make that much if I put my kids in daycare, so a couple other things happened that I quit my job because of those issues too, but the daycare issue was kind of a big one. So technically, no, I wouldn't, because for one, my dream job, I don't know how much I would really make at my dream job, so the cost of daycare I don't think would not balance out, where I wouldn't be making a lot of money for somebody else to be basically taking care of my kids. And yes, I have a lot of issues being a stay-at-home mom. I get lonely, I get overwhelmed, but I just couldn't imagine anybody else raising my kids. So, I mean, obviously I'm still raising my kids, but like, you know, to not be with my kids 24/7, I don't know, it just kind of sends like a panic in my mind. So I don't think I would take my dream job, which is crazy. What's your favorite and least favorite thing about yourself? So my least favorite thing kind of is 2 things that kind of go hand in hand. The first one being my negative attitude or personality. I am a very negative person. I don't try to be, but that is just I've suffered from depression in the past, and I have depression running in my family, so it's just kind of really hard for me not to get into a negative mind frame. Like I said, I try so hard because I have so much to be thankful for, so I don't really know why I am a negative person. So that's like the big thing. And then the other thing that coincides with like the negative energies in my mind is my perseverance. Go hand in hand, because I just don't think positively about myself, so I quit things very quickly. I was always surrounded by people with very natural abilities to do things, and I wanted to do those things, but I didn't have any natural abilities, so I would quit them instantly because I just didn't have the perseverance to actually practice and put in the time. So yeah, those would be the 2 things: perseverance and my negative personality. Thing I like about myself is I'm a very generous person. I'm a very caring person. I will try my best to help anybody in need, no matter what it is. I love helping people. I love caring for people. I feel like I'm a mama bear. Like, anybody has like any problems, I just want to hold them and help them any way I can. So yeah, I think I really like that I'm very generous in just myself. Like, I give myself to people. I try my best to be like the best friend and best human possible. But so yeah, and that involves like being a mother too. Like, I try to be the best mother. So I just try to give myself to everybody. Sometimes I don't give enough to myself, but I try to give myself to everybody and just be the best person to everybody. What is one thing you could improve on in your daily life? And that would be the same thing as my 2 negatives. I wish I had more perseverance, and I wish I was less negative. So those would improve my daily life. What is your favorite thing to do for yourself? So my favorite thing to do for myself, I don't do it anymore because I think everybody that has grown up, and it's harder to do things like this as a parent, but and they kind of changed the games they play. But one of the things I love to do for myself was play video games with my brother and his friends. It was so much fun. We played Call of Duty. Well, they play a ton of video games, and they still play video games together, but I only played Call of Duty with them. And I absolutely loved it. It was the best time of my life. They'd come over for sleepovers when me and my brother lived at home, and we'd play till 6 o'clock in the morning. I've never laughed harder playing video games with them, and it was just like a really calming, I just had so much fun, and I got really good at Call of Duty because we played so much. And we kind of started up again not too long ago, but then stopped again, and so I really enjoyed doing that. It was kind of like my me time. And right now, me and my husband are currently kind of playing a lot of Call of Duty again. And like I said, it's just kind of fun for us to sit down and relax and play a game together. I love playing Call of Duty. And then probably the other thing, I guess, would be like, I love treating myself to a pedicure, I guess. I don't get them very often. I don't know. I don't really do a whole lot for myself. And getting sushi. Those are probably the 3 things. I really don't have that much me time though, so... But if I did, those are probably the 3 things I would be doing. Video games, no, just video games and sushi would probably be the two things that I'm doing to treat myself. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So my girls will both be in school, so my plan is to get some sort of business going, some sort of business for myself. The goal is a food truck. Whether that be in 5 years or down the line, I want to be working for that goal. I have such a love and passion for cooking, and I want to have my food out there. And in my area, we live in a very small town with a lot of saturated restaurants, so I feel like a food truck would be the best option for me because I can actually go other places and travel with my food and take it to other people instead of people coming to me. So that would be the goal. If not a food truck, just some sort of self-employed business where I make money, a lot of it. Like, I just love money, and I want as much as I can get. So those would probably be the 2. Like, I hope I'm working towards something to make me a substantial living. Okay, I'm not sure I'm gonna put this one in, but because it's not just about me. But it says, what's your sex life with 2 kids? I will say I had a baby in our bed for 6 months. So I'll let you guys just decide that, but we currently do not have a baby in our bed anymore. So again, I'll let you guys decide that. But yeah, that is all of the questions. Like I said, they weren't very much, so hopefully I powered through this video as quickly as possible. If you guys like Q&As, and ever want to ask me a question, I am an open book. You can message me on Instagram or anything, and I'll start compiling questions for the next time I do a Q&A. You can like this video. That would mean so much to me. If you are new, please subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. I am so grateful to the few people who did ask me questions, and I would love to have more of you guys on this channel. yeah, I would just love to have you. And of course my video stopped recording as I was doing my outro. So, but anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!